Aglaya gave the portrait only a fleeting look, narrowed her eyes, thrust out her lower lip, and sat down to one side, her arms folded. Mrs. Epanchin rang. "Send Gavrila Ardalionovich here, he's in the office," she ordered the entering servant. "Maman!" Alexandra exclaimed significantly. "I want to say a couple of words to him, and enough." Mrs. Epanchin snapped quickly, stopping the objection. She was visibly irritated. "You see, Prince, we now have all these secrets here. All these secrets." "It's required, it's some sort of etiquette, a stupid thing. And that in a matter which requires the greatest openness, clarity, and honesty." "Marriages are in the works, I don't like these marriages." "Maman, what are you saying?" Alexandra again tried to stop her. "What's wrong, daughter dear? Do you like it yourself? And so what if the prince can hear, since we're friends? I am his, at least. God seeks people, good people, of course, he doesn't need the wicked and capricious, especially the capricious, who decide one thing today and say something else tomorrow." "You understand, Alexandra Ivanovna? They say I'm odd, Prince, but I have discernment. Because the heart is the main thing, the rest is nonsense. Brains are also necessary, of course, maybe brains are the main thing. Don't smile, Aglaya, I'm not contradicting myself. A fool with a heart and no brains is as unhappy a fool as a fool with brains but no heart." An old truth. I am a fool with a heart but no brains, and you are a fool with brains but no heart, and we're both unhappy, and we both suffer. What are you so unhappy about, Maman? Adelida, who alone of the whole company seemed not to have lost her cheerful disposition, could not help asking. First of all, about my learned daughters, Mrs. Epanchin snapped, and since that is enough in itself, there's no point in expatiating on the rest. There's been enough verbosity. We'll see how the two of you, I don't count Aglaya, with your brains and verbosity, are going to find your way and whether you, my much esteemed Alexandra Ivanovna, are going to be happy with your honorable gentleman. Ah! She exclaimed, seeing the entering Ganya. Here comes one more matrimony. How do you do? She responded to Ganya's bow without inviting him to sit down. Are you embarking upon matrimony? Matrimony? How? What matrimony? Gavrila Ardalionovich murmured in stupefaction. He was terribly bewildered. Are you getting married? I'm asking, if you like that phrasing better. And no, and not. Gavrila Ardalionovich lied, and a flush of shame spread over his face. He glanced fleetingly at Aglaya, who was sitting to one side, and quickly looked away. Aglaya was looking at him coldly, intently, calmly, not taking her eyes off him, and observing his confusion. No? Did you say no? The implacable Lizaveta Prokofyevna persistently interrogated him. Enough. I'll remember that today, Wednesday afternoon, you said no to my question. Is today Wednesday? I think so, Mamun, replied Adelita. They never know what day it is. What's the date? The 27th, replied Ganya. The 27th? That's good, for certain considerations. Goodbye. I suppose you have many things to do, and for me it's time to dress and be on my way. Take your portrait. Give my respects to the unfortunate Nina Alexandrovna. Goodbye, Prince, my dear boy. Come more often, and I'll be sure to call on old Belikonsky and tell her about you. And listen, my dear, I believe God brought you to Petersburg from Switzerland precisely for me. Maybe you'll have other things to do, but it was mainly for me. That's precisely how God reckoned. Goodbye, my dears. Alexandra, stop by for a minute. Mrs. Epanchin left. Ganya, overturned, confused, spiteful, took the portrait from the table and turned to the prince with a crooked smile. Prince, I'm going home now. If you haven't changed your intention of living with us, I'll take you there, since you don't know the address.